Let's go back to our top story now. And England reaching the Euro 2020 semi-final after thrashing Ukraine 4-0 in Rome. Let's get the thoughts now from Tony Bennett and his family. They actually were at the game last night. And Billy Grant, who's been to 15 major tournaments supporting England. Billy, hang on. We're going to talk to Tony and his family first. Tony, we chatted to you yesterday, your entire family. You were looking forward to it. Did it live up to your expectations?
I mean, sorry for my voice. We had to make enough noise for all the fans, but outstanding performance, unbelievable, and the best England performance we could ever remember. And for once, we weren't worried. It was a good performance, and there was nothing to worry about.
Right. The first goal was what, in 5 minutes?
3 minutes.
Three, I think. Yeah, it was 4 minutes by Kate. Who else? So yeah, it was fantastic to see Kane score, and I think the fact that he's now scored a few goals for England, he's now got the momentum and the confidence, the motivation to do even better, and hopefully that can give us a little bit of an advantage to reach the final and win it. Hopefully, yeah.
What did you make of the atmosphere in the stadium? Because when we spoke to you, you guys were saying, listen, we're going to be screaming loud enough for everyone who can't make it. What was it like in the actual stadium? Were there lots of England supporters?
It felt like the stadium was completely full. It was an amazing experience. I think they made up for everybody. It was incredible.
Okay, what was your favourite? Well, let's talk to you, Amber. What was your favourite moment of the match?
My favourite moment, I mean, I think it would have to be either like the first or second goal. I think the first maybe because no one was really expecting it because the match had just started. There were loads of fans, obviously. I mean, there was quite a few Ukrainian fans, there were quite a few English, so it was really nice, and a lot of people were chanting. And I saw the ball just go, and I didn't expect it to actually score. So when it did, I don't think anyone did. So when it did, everyone was screaming so loudly, and we could see Harry Kane on the screen. So honestly, that had to be my favourite because it was just that quick, and we scored, and it was absolutely amazing. I think that had to be the best bit by far.
Listen, it's 8 o'clock there. Thank you so much for getting up and talking to us. Your breakfast does look quite glorious. And the sunshine. Isn't there something?
Yeah.
Was there a big party on the streets?
Oh yeah. There really was. There was so many people singing "It's Coming Home," and they had their flags, and there were so many people just screaming football chants. It was so good. There were people on top of others' shoulders, and when we came out, there was this big congregation of fans in this big circle, and they were throwing drinks in the air, and everyone was screaming. They had their flags, and then it was just so loud. And then when you walked, you could see everyone screaming, going home. It was so good. All the England fans were absolutely thrilled. They were so happy. I mean, so were we.
We made enough noise for a full stadium, I'm sure.
Yeah. Electric.
Oh man, that sounds so great. Well, thank you so much for chatting to us. Let's chat to Billy now. He's been to every match since the 90s, haven't you? You obviously couldn't go to the one in Rome, but you have a ticket for Wednesday, don't you?
I do, yeah. The email came through late last night. I know everyone was sort of tenderhooked after sort of checking that out. Have we got our tickets? I have to say, though, I'm very, very jealous of the Bennetts who have going to that game in Rome, because obviously going to every tournament, 15 tournaments now, I mean, going to tournaments is the thing, and they've seen, that what we crave when we go to football. I mean, I watched a game in a Scandinavian bar actually last night. We sort of planned it out. We thought if we could watch the Denmark game early on, and then England plays Sweden, fingers crossed afterwards, it's going to be a great night. And I'll sort of make up for not being in Rome. One of my mates actually, a couple of mates are actually out in Rome yesterday. They got out there, Puns and Peter. They got out there, so I'm so jealous of that atmosphere that they've got. But we made our own atmosphere here back in London last night in the bars. It was great just being with your mates that love football, that want to see England, are supportive of England. I think that, there's been a little bit of moaning about Gareth's tactics and the teams that he's picking. And I said beforehand, he's the coach, he's the manager, he knows what he's doing. Honestly, we just need to get out the group, and then when it comes to it, bang, we're just going to smash someone. And we did it last night, and the atmosphere, we were with the Danes and us, we were all celebrating together because they all want to play us, the Danes, the Danish fans. So that's great. So we've actually got the semi-final that we want. We just have to, fingers crossed, actually do the business now.
What do you think about Southgate's choices last night?
I thought he got it spot on. Of course he's got it spot on. Look, I mean, we scored after 3 goals. Harry Kane, a lot of people are saying, why are you picking Harry Kane? He's not very good. They see him in training all the time. They know what he's like. And a player like him, you can't leave him out the side. Because once he gets going, it's all over. And, we wanted to score in the knockout phases. He's scored a couple of goals now. Listen, we've got a couple of games, fingers crossed now, between now and the final. I think great, Sterling as well. Absolutely fantastic. Even Jordan Henderson comes on, to shore things up as it is and puts the ball in the back of the net. Listen, he knows what he's doing. Chris Powell on the training, a part of this training crew as well. He knows exactly what he's doing. Them lot, listen, they've watched what the Italians did back in the day and the Germans did back in the day, and they said, listen, let's do this. Let's just edge our way to the final, and then we'll just blow people away when we need to.
Okay, step by step. Wednesday, what do you think we're going to see?
Oh, listen, I think Wednesday, back in Wembley, of course. So, first of all, you're going to see an absolute... Listen, against Germany, that stadium was rocking. I mean, it was properly rocking. So, first of all, you're going to see fans taking the days off work. So even though it's an 8 o'clock kickoff, I can guarantee you people are going to be going missing on Wednesday. The atmosphere in London is going to be really tense. It's going to be really vibesy. We're going to get down to the stadium very, very early as well, make a lot of noise. And then you're going to see Gareth Southgate pick the team that he thinks is right to take the Danes. The Danes are a very good side. I mean, I'm a Brentford fan. We got promoted this season, and our team is made up. We've got a Danish manager, Thomas Frank, who's a top bloke. Beesotted podcast, we did an interview with him, and he just told us how he'd love to have a Denmark versus England final, as he says. We've got loads of Danish players in sort of kind of and Norgard, and we've got Jensen who come on all the time for Denmark. So we know how good that Danish side is, and we've been sort of cheering them on. But on Wednesday, we're going to stop cheering on the Danes because we have to cheer on England, and hopefully their path through this final is going to finish at the moment now, because there's only one team that should be going through to the final. But I'm touching wood, loads, because me, I don't like all this superstition business. I've got to keep touching wood to make sure that we do it. And I think that England have shown we've not let in a goal. Right? We've got great players, we've got great attack, and if we just keep our eye on the ball, we can actually do it. But we really need to be on the ball. We can't presume anything. And I think England fans, we've been through so much. We've been so close, 66, 1990, Russia, I was at all those games, and so much pain. But I think we've learned from that, and now we're actually going to go in, just go do the business. Let's just go and do the job, and I trust them to do that.
I actually feel like cheering for that little pep talk, Billy. Thanks. It's not easy being an England fan, is it? But thank you so much, Billy and the Bennetts. Thank you. Wednesday,
Come on, England. Come on.
Bye.